call this meeting to order.
Flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Here,
Here. Here.
Sowers,
Seen him either.
okay. Ellenbach?
Yep.
Kaselski?
Here.
Williams?
Here.
And our attorney present also.
You want a motion for Sowers? I'll
Yes,
make a motion
please.
we excuse Sowers, Mr. Sowers tonight.
I'll second that. Moved and seconded as Steve Sowers be excused from this evening's meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Boy. Approval of,
I move we approve the agenda as presented. Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Public hearings, have none. You missed it last meeting. Jeez. Correspondence, important or otherwise? None of that either.
No people?
And there is no people. Minutes of the previous meeting.
Move we accept the minutes of the previous meeting as written.
Second.
Moved and seconded that the minutes of the previous meeting be accepted as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Reports. Scott.
Our weight restrictions have been posted. If it keeps drying out like it has with the breeze and everything, I suspect that a couple more weeks we can take them down, provided it doesn't get real wet again. Our consumer confidence report is done for 2019, and you guys all have a copy of it. It'll go in the mail next Monday. I dated it the 9th. And I'm gonna install a fire hydrant over outside the well house so that we can flush the wells, because they have to be flushed before seasonal startup. And now we have to valve off that whole corner of town so that I can use the hydrant further out. I'll be able to flush it before it ever even gets anywhere near the distribution system. And we can take our raw water sample, it'll be a whole lot better.
So you'll put that right beside the well house?
About 20 feet away.
Okay.
And Spear Tap will be here on the 24th because that's 24-inch ductile iron. And they'll put a tapping sleeve on it with a 6-inch outlet for a hydrant. Then I'll do the hydrant installation, but I can't do that tap. And I reconnected one water service on a bank-owned house. Somebody bought it at auction. And our water use efficiency public forum will be in the paper for the next 2 weeks, and it'll be held at our next meeting to discuss our new water use efficiency goals and measures. It's required by the state. We do it every 5 years and establish new goals and measures. So that'll be next meeting.
Okay.
So I gave everybody a copy of our lift station flows, cause since we talked about it quite a bit at the last meeting, so you can see how quickly they spike and how slow they are to taper off. And then also everything, the annual flows from 2001, or actually I think it's 99 all the way through, are in the sheets. Everything over 3 million gallons monthly is highlighted. That's roughly double our normal flow. And if you look back at the beginning, you can see the way the system tightened up after we started going through and making repairs. There's a considerably less yellow starting 2004. 2007 was the year that we had the leak in the lift station wet well itself through the concrete that we had to have sealed up.
Yeah.
There was a tremendous amount of water coming in, but after that, it's only during the high water and heavy rain, big snow melt.
Full basement.
There you go.
Yeah.
But there's just something for you guys to look at to kind of get an idea where they go. And by the February lift station sheet, like I said, you can see how fast it spikes and how slow it is to taper back off.
Is Cleon gonna address that as well, like the basements, you know?
It's in everyone's ordinance. It's just
Well, I
a
know
matter
there
of
is
how to enforce it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's against the state law,
Yep.
not just ours. You can't discharge stormwater to sanitary sewer.
Okay. Thank you. Dora?
The USDA report for 2019 is finished and submitted to USDA. And also, the AG's office actually it was the Assistant Attorney General who came and a consultant with him to discuss our PDR like application, like when people come and submit one, then they came and they are going to help create a policy and then a procedure in handling each PDR when they come. All of this stuff is for free, kind of. I mean, a tax was created to pay for it, but they they'll come and they'll help set all of that up so that from a log to keep track of everything, and the resolution will have to pass to adopt the policy and the procedures and how to do it. So they were very, very, very helpful, very nice. So they'll come back by, they said anytime, you know, to call and they'll help. If we get a PDR, we can call them and they'll help us get through that. And so they'll be back.
Well, okay then. Thank you. Fire chief is not here, Mr. Police Chief.
So the fire chief, he's working. He texted me he's on a call, so he's not gonna make it. But he wanted to report there were 3 total calls, fire calls, since last meeting. One was an aid call, one was a suspicious odor, and one turned out to be an agency assist call. If you're aware of that, he provided some paperwork, reference that call. So,
Yeah.
so that were the 3. That's it. On the police end of the world, I did bring some end of the year stats to give you some numbers. South Cleolum ended up 317 incidents for 2019. And so you can get an idea where that stands. City of Cleolum total, we were just under 4,500 for the year. And of those Roslyn calls, they were 857, so
Boy.
about par for the course. Pretty
That's
consistent, yeah. We are also, as a police department, we are a couple weeks this month and a couple weeks next month, we're participating with the City of Ellensburg Police Department with in-service training. That's something we've done for years. They invite us to their in-service training. That's on a multitude of different topics and scenarios and role-playing and etc. We are assisting by providing them 2 instructors, one a defensive tactics instructor, one a firearms instructor to assist in that training program. So that'll be going on. And of course, you probably noticed downtown Cleolum's getting ripped up, construction and everything. So First Street gets pretty congested. So a lot of people are using Second Street. I just want to remind people that the speed limit on Second Street is not to exceed 25 miles an hour. Don't. So obviously we're seeing a lot of increased traffic with people cutting over to Second Street and using that, and understand the frustrations, etc. But
Wow.
trying to keep the citizens that live on Second Street
Yeah.
from experiencing high speed. So,
You need some speed bumps there.
well, just forewarning you, there'll be some enforcement there, and
Oh, yeah.
tickets will be written if needed. So,
Take notes from what the county's planning on doing out here on West Side Road. You should be able to implement them pretty easily over here. Oh, wait a minute, they have a couple.
All right. Thank you.
you bet.
Aaron?
I can report that the west side is panicking over coronavirus, so everyone washing hands.
Same way he's on the toilet paper.
By March done.
Just saying.
They got all.
Costco has
Yeah. What's that all about?
That's, I don't know.
That's pretty easy.
It's what winds up in here, I guess.
What I was hearing is that they're not allowing the shipments in from China, so a bunch of the products that are used to package are not getting delivered, and people are afraid they're gonna run out of these products.
Yeah.
That rely on the Chinese packaging.
Really?
And apparently toilet paper is one of those things.
They make most of the world's masks and a lot of the rubber gloves.
Hampa's got a Hampa.
I think they got it figured out.
They make hats too.
Well, where
Made
we're
in
just-
China.
Yeah, that's right. Well, if you touch anything metal, wash your hands as soon as you can,
Yeah.
so they say.
I did yesterday, what do you want?
Just, okay. All right, the planning commission has got things to review.
Yeah, their meeting is next Thursday, so they
Okay.
have 2 sets of house plans. And then there's also going to be, I think, a site plan provided for a garage. Because we need to make sure they can make setbacks and stuff before they get the building plans.
All right?
Building season's ramping up.
Boy, all of a sudden, like, boom, 2.
Interest rates are going down.
Along with the stock market, all kinds of things. All right, I can report that I'm starting to work on the personnel policy thing. You'll probably be hearing from me. We need to have one of those. I think last meeting I met with
Me and Steve, personnel.
personnel, and at that time, I think I said that after this meeting, I would meet with the budget committee. Is that not correct?
Yep.
Mr. Williams, Mr. Sowers, and Mr. Kasowski. So immediately following this, we'll have a short discussion and be on our way. Let's see. Last meeting of Kittitas County Council of Governments, I did not attend, and neither did Steve. Elum's mayor was in California, he didn't attend either. They had elected officers, and Roslyn Mayer was elected chair, and I think Jeff Shear was elected vice chair. So we have really good representation up here for what that
Good.
counts for. Oh, Scott, I got a question. Are these guys around town putting new poles in?
No, they're putting sleeves down beside, well, I shouldn't say sleeve, actually like a piece of half round right next to the pole, and then they strap it to the pole to hold
the
the
grizzly
pole
bears
up
off.
to keep from having to install new poles.
I see, yeah.
I got 10 locate requests, and that's what I thought, that they were gonna be replacing those poles, because I think some of those poles, I think,
Are broken.
are broken. They're cedar and not treated, and they're old.
There's that pole up across this street on the corner of my lots up the end of the street. It's broken.
Really?
It's been broken for a long time. I keep waiting for it to fall over.
Well, they went around and checked them all.
I know.
That one wasn't marked, huh?
Yeah. Well, I didn't pay much attention.
Maybe that one's gonna be replaced.
Maybe. Okay. Any council reports? Any other reports? If not, we'll move on to claims.
I'll move the claims against the town be allowed and checks drawn on the town treasury for the same.
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded, claims to be allowed and checks drawn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Finished business. Access to people's residences to check for illegal connections to
Pumping stations?
the sanitary sewer. We need to provide a way for I guess it's gonna have to, I don't know how it's gonna work. An employee by themselves is probably not a good idea, probably should be accompanied by
Witness?
an officer of the law. I don't know how that's gonna work, got any ideas?
Best way is to ask permission. If you don't get permission, I'll have to look at the case of it, but generally, especially in someone's house, you're gonna get a warrant, so you have to go to a court, and there are administrative warrants that basically work the same way as criminal one.
But you gotta have some kind of.
But you would, yeah, you have to have some kind of
Probable cause?
probable cause, some kind of information that,
Wouldn't that be it? Our flow records?
it's gonna have to be individualized to the house.
Individualized.
First thing I have to decide is who has a basement.
Yeah.
That's what we need. Best we can do there. List.
People that have nothing to hide probably won't have a problem.
Nope, they won't.
So what would be the best way of doing it? Camera? Running the camera down their line?
Can't make the corner, can you? Well, you can get out the main and
You can't get from the main into a side sewer, and any of your cleanouts sweep toward the street.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get around a cleanout.
even
Back
if,
And they'd have to be pumping, I would imagine.
even if you went up or down the street, you might be able to tell it's coming out of.
Where the flow picks up.
Right, we've done that,
Yeah,
but it only works to the first house.
right.
Once the camera's in water, you can't see anything.
Yeah. So we need to be able to physically look and see, and then deal with it after that. Because it isn't gonna be just, gee, you need to unhook that. It's gonna have to be revisit of that occasion. So,
I can,
we'll work on that, okay?
And then when it rains.
Any other unfinished business? I realize that we didn't amend the. Oh, good. Include that in what's his name's report. All right, no other unfinished business. There doesn't appear to be any new business. Wow. Under my report, Dora did it. She got that USDA report, boom, gone. It's a biggie. Thank you. Public comment. Executive session, we have no reason for an executive session. We need a crisis or two.
No, we
We're
don't.
gonna start picking
No,
those
I
chicks.
know we don't.
Now that spring is coming.
I mean, I'm starting to think that I should give this check back.
Well, if you don't want it, you can give it to
You
Gary.
can get one.
We'll split it.
We're adjourned.
I think asking
Camera off.
Let me
Would be the best.
see.
Yeah.